A survey finds that 48% of Americans say their lives are currently lacking fun. A Harris poll finds 52% of professionals say their degree wasn't relevant to their job, and a Chinese startup just launched a $118 AI collar that claims to translate your pet's vocalizations with 95% accuracy, and they already have 10,000 pre-orders. Every day the news cycle produces roughly 1,000 stories. About 6 of them are about politics. I went looking for the rest. This is News Side Quest. I want to start with the single funniest thing about this story, which is that the survey was commissioned by Dave & Buster's, who I didn't know Dave & Buster's had published a survey kind of money laying around, but apparently they do. They surveyed 5,000 Americans about whether their lives were lacking fun, and found that nearly half said yes. And then announced they were launching 10 new games and a summer season pass to help with the problem. That's a masterpiece of branded research. It also, in fairness, isn't wrong. 48% of Americans say their lives are currently lacking fun. 89% believe having fun with others leads to healthier, stronger relationships. 71% say fun reduces stress, and 57% say it increases motivation, and 52% believe it's harder to have fun now than it was 10 years ago. The barriers people identified are telling. The most common reason people said they weren't having any more fun was cost and budget, cited by 57%. Personal schedules came in second at 34%, work schedules at 31%, family and friends not having time at 29%. Another 12% say they could remember the last time they had a full free day of just fun. I want to pause on that last number. 12% of American adults cannot remember the last time they just had a full, free, fun day. Not a productive day off, a genuinely unstructured, open-ended day with nowhere to be and nothing that had to get done. If that's you, I'm not judging. I'd struggle to name mine right now, but I do think it's worth noticing. The cost barrier is the one that connects everything we've been talking about these last weeks and months. Fun has shifted, as one analyst put it, from something you spontaneously find to something you have to carefully plan and budget for. For many Americans, fun has become a line item rather than a byproduct of how they spend their time. When you're cutting back on groceries and skipping the summer vacation and pre-gaming before a concert because drinks are $20, somewhere along the way, the spontaneous joy leaks out of things. So what's something in your life that is actually bringing you joy right now? Not what you think you should be enjoying, the real thing, the small thing, the weird thing, the thing that still works even when everything else feels heavy.
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
A new Harris poll conducted on behalf of Indeed surveyed 700 professionals with at least an associate's degree and found that the relationship between Americans and their college education is getting more complicated by the generation. 36% of all respondents say they regret their education investment overall, but the generational breakdown is striking. 51% of Gen Z workers believe their degree was a waste of money. 41% of millennials say the same, compared to just 20% of baby boomers. 60% of graduates believe they could perform their current jobs just as well without their degree. 52% say they would not have attended college if so many jobs didn't require it as a credential. 38% said their student debt hurt their career growth more than their degree helped it. The regret isn't really about learning. Most people don't regret the things they studied or the skills they developed. The regret is about the transaction, the amount they paid, the debt accumulated, the expectation that was set and not met. A degree was sold to a generation as a reliable ticket to a particular kind of life, and for a lot of people, especially younger ones, it just hasn't paid out the way it was advertised. Maybe asking teenagers to make a decision that shapes their working life for decades before they have any real sense of who they are or what they want out of life is actually the problem. The gap here got eye rolls from parents for a long time, and I think that was wrong. Time to figure out who you are before you commit to a specific educational path and its accompanying debt load is not wasted time, it might be the most valuable time. Research from the Federal Reserve finds that middle-aged workers are generally more positive about the value of their college degrees than younger Americans, which suggests the regret may be most acute when the stress of finding a career foothold is the freshest and maybe soften over time for some people. That's worth keeping in mind. The 22-year-old drowning in loans and struggling to find a job in their field isn't necessarily going to feel the same at 45. If you could go back and tell your pre-college self one thing about the degree, the major, the school, any of it, what would it be?
You know, a lot of people go to college for 7 years.
I know. They're called doctors.
A Chinese startup has launched a $118 AI collar that it claims can translate your pet's vocalizations, body movements, and behavioral signals into human speech, with an accuracy rate of nearly 95%. Of course, what is the 5% it doesn't get right? The device is powered by Alibaba's Qwen language model, which the company says has been trained on millions of pet voice print data points. Of course, how would they find out if it's right or wrong? The company was founded in January, meaning it's been in existence for less than 5 months. The 95% accuracy claim is entirely self-reported. No peer-reviewed study, independent lab tests, or published data set to back it up. The company has not disclosed its testing methodology, sample sizes, or how it defines accuracy. On Chinese social media, critics have called the device a human intelligence test rather than a genuine translator. Despite all of that, 10,000 units have already been pre-ordered. The company raised $1 million from early investors, and the viral appeal is obvious. Demo videos show cat meows and dog barks being converted into full sentences, displayed in colorful speech bubbles. Now here's where I want to be fair to the underlying idea, because I think the skepticism is warranted about this specific product, but the broader question is genuinely interesting. Animal communication research is real and actually advancing. We've talked on this show about parrots using names for each other, the 950-year-old dingo burial, the dog lifespan drug. The science of how animals communicate, including with humans, is a legitimate field. The question isn't whether animals have things to express, it's whether a 5-month-old startup with no published data has actually legitimately cracked the code. The honest answer is almost certainly not. What this device probably does is recognize a limited set of patterns, hungry, scared, playful, tired, and map them onto human language in ways that feel satisfying without being precise. It's not nothing, but it's not a translation either. It's an interpretation, and there's a meaningful difference. None of which matters to the question I actually want answered. What's the first thing you'd ask your pet if you could get a real answer? I'll go first. Dublin, why are you always waking us up at 5 a.m.?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Episode 6 of the Titanic series is live on SideQuests right now. This one covers life at sea in the days before the accident, what the passengers were doing, what the crew was experiencing, what it actually felt like to be on that ship before everything changed. It's one of the best episodes of the series. Free condensed version for everybody, full extended cut for paid subscribers. Find SideQuest wherever you get your podcasts and at newsidequest.com.
Bravo! That'll be hard to top. I pity the next. Tale of Interest.
A Ford F-250 truck at a Kansas dealership is not going anywhere because a family of American robins built a nest in its engine compartment and laid eggs. The Migratory Bird Treaty Act makes it illegal to disturb an active nest, so the truck is legally parked until the chicks hatch and fledge. The dealership has reportedly made peace with this. The truck's not moving until the robins grow up and fly away to college, which is a situation the dealership did not anticipate when they took the inventory.
I need the biggest seat bell you have. No, that's too big.
A driver in Wisconsin ignored a road closed sign and drove into fresh concrete, becoming stuck and requiring extraction. The road was closed because there was fresh concrete, obviously. The Signs said the road was closed. The signs on the road are generally there for a reason, and this is a fairly direct illustration of that principle.
That was really stupid.
A paraglider over Austria survived a mid-air collision with a small plane that tore through their canopy. The pilot somehow managed enough control to land safely. This fairly happy ending is unlikely to convince my wife that paragliding is a reasonable hobby for me to take up. I want to be clear, I've not actually asked that, but I know.
Affirmative.
An Idaho man broke the Guinness World Record for most toothpicks snapped in 1 minute while aboard a Disney cruise ship. The record was broken in front of witnesses. To think, this guy's third-grade teacher said he would never amount to anything.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
That's it for new side quests. 3 questions out there for your consideration. What's actually bringing you joy right now? What you'd tell your pre-college self? And what you'd ask your pet if you could get a real answer? Email me at newsidequest@gmail.com or hit me up in the Substack comments. See you tomorrow.